Hello. What points from the articles were most surprising to me? I found that it was very interesting that many schools do not offer crisis assistance to students without making them wait for up to a week, sometimes for an appointment. That just amazes me. I have a son that is severely mentally ill, and if he goes into crisis, there's no way he could wait for a week to do that. So that's very shocking to me that schools would do that. One of the other things that I found to be very interesting was the Graduate Life Center, to cater specifically to the graduate population and to immerse. They're under such an amount of stress that they finish up their programs of study and they need assistance. And having a graduate coordinator oversee such a comprehensive center would be a great benefit to any university. I was also shocked to read about the lack of mental health services provided at the community college level. This is more of a non-traditional student environment with more adult students, more students with children who have greater stresses in their lives and need that kind of assistance and support from the mental health community. What makes the problems described so difficult for colleges and universities to adequately address? I think the biggest thing points to funding and being able to have the money to allocate to mental health services and provide other ancillary services. Universities are also very fearful of lawsuits, and this to me would seem to be a reason to actually improve mental health services, to actually lessen the need. Somehow I feel that if we provide the support mentally for the student body, they're less likely to come after and attack the school. Another issue is that schools limit the number of mental health visits that a student can have in an academic year. If a student needs to be seen every week, they should be able to be seen every week. Not all students utilize these services, so there should not be a cap on what is available. I think there's also a lack of community resources for the student body. Being able to get transportation and afford outside community resources is difficult for many students. What do I personally believe is contributing to the trends being observed? Again, it's a lack of funding. There is a great need for these services, and unfortunately there is not enough money to go around to provide the assistance and support that is needed to this community. I also feel that there's a lack of resources at many universities as well as in the communities. Typically, if the students are not 18 years old, getting services is extremely difficult. If they're over 18, they can use the adult services, which are a bit more plentiful, but they're still lacking in a lot of areas, especially in an area such as Greenville. There are very few resources available to be used. I also believe that there should be more partnerships between the universities and community colleges and the community resources. I think that would help everybody around. That would help the community resources by providing them clients, and it would help the universities by lessening their load. It would also benefit the student body because they would have two different outlets to attend to when they have a need. What do I think the future of higher education will bring? I like to be an optimist and think that more funding will be utilized for student affairs to help meet the mental health needs of student population. I would also like to think that more programming would be available to faculty and students to teach about mental health and well-being. I'd also like to think that there'd be more money set aside for mental health counselors for this growing needs of today's students. I would also like to see those partnerships get built between the community resources and the universities and community colleges. Additionally, I think that cross-departmental trainings could benefit both instructors as well as students. There need to be more trained counselors to handle those real tough cases that they talk about, that they typically will refer out. They also have to have more people that can work on crisis assistance. The use of students and interns from counseling programs would be a great way to help alleviate some of that need and benefit the students that are in those programs as well as benefiting the students that need the assistance. Interns and student counselors can take the less demanding, less tough cases and leave those to the qualified professionals and hopefully benefit everybody. I'd also like the idea of using peer counselors, as discussed in one of the articles. Conducting panels on mental well-being is very important and can be very helpful. What do I want my role to be as a professional in student affairs? I really want to participate in and work on presenting workshops to all departments on campus about how to handle the mental health needs of students, including issues associated with Title IX. Topics that could be covered in these workshops would be to increase awareness of mental health issues, common stressors, warning signs, ways that individuals can offer to help, providing campus and community resources, and it would also help to build an open communication with students. I would like to assist in helping to build some of those partnerships between university departments as well as community resources. Student affairs and academic affairs can work together, such as having the psychologist paired with residence halls, as discussed in one of the articles. And I also feel that if I became an instructor of a class such as a co-ed class for introductory students, for incoming freshmen, that a section of my class would be able to deal with the mental health needs and mental well-being of students and what they can do if they see a friend in need or they are in need themselves. Thank you.